10 painting hacks that'll save you so much time and probably a few curses too. If you've ever spent your entire weekend painting just one room, this video is for you. Because some of you are using the wrong tools and wasting so much time for no reason. Let's fix that. I'm sharing some quick but seriously effective painting hacks that will save you hours of time, whether you're new to painting or you just want to get faster. These tips will change your life. Okay, maybe not your whole life, but definitely your Saturday. Number 1, cut in with an angled brush and have a steady hand. Forget painter's tape for every single edge. It takes forever and it doesn't always work. If you've ever painted with tape, you'll know that bleeding can sometimes happen and then you're just back at square one. An angled brush and a little bit of practice and patience can save you hours in the long run. Do the ceiling line, the baseboards, and the corners freehand. It's faster and cleaner once you get the hang of it, aka get good. Because cutting in with a brush is a skill that's going to be extremely useful going forward in your whole life. And if you get good enough, then you can work for me. Number 2, use the right roller nap. Don't just grab whatever roller is on sale. A 3/8 inch nap is perfect for smooth walls, but if you got textured surfaces, go for a 1/2 inch or a 3/4 inch even, so you're not going over the same area multiple times. The right nap saves time and effort. And make sure whatever you're using actually is lint-free, so you're not picking out little bits in your freshly painted walls. Floor prep. Protect your floors. If you're not going to tape construction paper down onto your nice hardwood floors, I'm kind of sad for them, to be honest. The least you can do is use drop sheets that can catch any splatters or spills. And a nice middle ground is taping 12-inch paper to the bottom of your baseboards, which can not only be a fail-safe if your drop sheets shift a bit during painting, but they'll also be there when you're ready to paint those baseboards. It's a win-win. You can even find pre-taped rolls of paper on Amazon. Super useful. Number 4, invest in a Wooster Pelican or handy paint cup. Holding a full gallon can while brushing trim, rookie move. A paint cup with a built-in liner and magnetic brush holder keeps your paint mobile and easy to manage. It also saves your wrist over the days and weeks and keeps things very, very tidy. Another alternative is using an empty can and just putting a little bit of paint in it so you don't have this big heavy thing, but I always find these handy little paint cups super, super handy. Number 5, load your brush. Don't just dip it willy-nilly. Before you even start painting, load up your brush fully and press it against the side of the can or cup to push paint into the bristles. It's called loading, some people call it purging, and it prevents dry strokes and helps you paint longer without having to re-dip. Number 6, use tape only where it matters. Skip taping the whole room. Focus on spots like hardware edges, floor protection like we talked about, or those super tricky, tiny, narrow angles. Otherwise, rely on good tools and control. Less time taping means more time painting. Number 7, combine your paint if you're using more than 1 gallon. It's always a good idea to do this because even paint from the same exact batch can vary slightly. Mixing them all at once into one, let's say 5-gallon pail, ensures a consistent color and avoids having to repaint an entire wall because you did your cut lines out of gallon 1, which is slightly different from gallon 2, which is what you rolled the wall with. It's a disaster. Combine all the paint you have in one nice 5-gallon pail. This saves hours of rework. Number 8, don't skip cleaning as you go. If you have some splatters on the floor while you're painting, shame on you, but it happens, and if it does happen, wipe it straight away. Don't let it dry, don't let it cure either, and rinse your brushes as you switch colors. A few seconds here and there of cleaning can save hours of post-job cleanup. And don't be shy about cleaning your brush mid-job as well. Even if you haven't finished the room yet and you notice your brush is really, really messy, loaded with paint, it's on the metal part or the ferrule, take a second to maybe take a little breather, go into your laundry room or the garage with a utility sink, and just give it a clean before it gets completely out of hand. That'll allow you to preserve your brush as well. Number 9, roll tall walls with an extension pole. Always. Please, 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 if you're rolling, use an adjustable extension pole so you can paint top to bottom in one go. It's safer, it's faster, and easier on your shoulders, and you won't look like a total noob while you're painting. So many images online of a person holding the handle of a roller and just doing this. No, get the pole. Number 10, use a roller grid instead of a tray. This one's a classic pro move. Especially if you're painting out of a 5-gallon bucket, use a grid. It just sits right in. You don't need to worry about trays. A roller grid just lets you dip directly into that 5-gallon bucket, keeping the paint level deeper, and it gives you way more space to work. Less refilling, less cleanup, and fewer spills equals time saved. If you're working with single gallons, however, or you just prefer a tray, use my favorite tool ever, the painter's arm. Super convenient and ergonomic. It even holds your extension pole too. Or if you're a real paint cowboy, cowgirl, you can carefully wheel your tray around on one of those dollies I got at Costco. It's a bit risky, but it is pretty efficient. And of course, subscribe for more tips every single week.